Okay, everyone, let's make this short and sweet so you don't have to waste too much time, but I'm going to show you a few tricks to make the homework easier, I hope, for you. Okay, so I'm going to just work with the lexicons here. Now, someone particularly mentioned that they didn't have one of these lexicons. If you ever have to buy a resource, please let me know. Because that's not my intention for you to have to buy more resources. My understanding was that these resources are available in the original/biblical languages package. And so if for some reason you don't have them, let me know about that and don't feel obligated to buy them. I'll try to find another resource for you to use, and I apologize if that happened to you. Okay, with that out of the way, here's generally how I work with this. So I'm looking at the first word here, which incidentally is Ain Sin He, and it's pronounced Asa. So what I'm going to do is open up Logos. Now, I already have it kind of where I want it to be, but I'm going to teach you a quick little trick, and I'm going to reset it and then take you to exactly how I got here. So there's a little icon up here that is completely unintuitive, but if you click it, it says close all, and it will just return you to the main menu and completely reset you if you've got a bunch of panes open and you don't want to close them all individually. So it's just a kind of interesting, neat little trick. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to my library icon here and look up my first resource. So I've already typed in the name, but I usually go with names because those tend to be unique. And then if I can't find it that way, I'll type in the title. So Holiday gives me a concise Hebrew and Aramaic lexicon of the Old Testament. So I'll click on that. And most of you will probably see it like this if you haven't set up your panes in a particular way. So I'll go ahead and set it up that way. And for most of you, I think it usually opens standard to Bara, but I'm just going to click it to the very beginning, and I'll explain how I get to that. Don't worry for now. And now I'm going to open up the parallel lexicon by Swanson. There are three. You want the Hebrew one. Okay, so click on that. And I know someone mentioned that they had to keep clicking back and forth. So if this is how you're looking at it and you're having to go back and forth this way, here's what you do. You grab the tab, you click on it and hold it. Now notice that it's got this blue highlighted portion. If I unclick now, it'll separate them vertically up and down. So if that's how you want it, you can do it that way. Or you can grab it and you can drag it over here and notice how it's divided the blue pane on the left. That means it's going to drop it there and divide them that way so that now they're right next to one another. Okay. Now, the easiest way to look up words, and I apologize right now because the font's going to be very, very small, and unfortunately there's no way to make it any larger. You go over to this little double arrow, which is essentially your chapters tab. Okay, so you're going to click on that, and it's going to give you all of the letters of the Hebrew alphabet, and you can open them up or collapse them. All right, so what you're going to do is look for the first letter of the word that you're looking for. In this case, it's, actually, I want to back up one step. The first thing you want to do is link your resources. So go up to the top here and click on the book and click Link Set A. Do that again. Link Set A. Okay. You'll see a little A in the corner of the book. Do the same thing with the other one. Now, whenever you look up a word in one, it will automatically transfer the other one to the same word. Okay. So now you want to go in, look at Ayin, which is the first letter of the word we're looking for, and then scroll down until you find it paired with a second consonant. And since Sin is close to the end of the alphabet, it's going to be close to the bottom. So we're probably about in this range. So I'll click on that and it'll give me a long list of words. I can scroll down. I can see Ayin Sin Bait, Ayin Sin Hey. There it is. Click on it. And now I have my word Asa. And notice it's already opened the other lexicon to the same place. Okay. So now what you're going to want to do is look for particular information. So primarily, I wanted you to notice some of the differences between the two lexicons. The first thing that should stick out to you like a sore thumb is on the left in the Holiday Lexicon, you have a list of all the different ways that this verb occurs in the Hebrew Bible. Whereas on the right, you start almost immediately into the definitions. Okay. So that, I think, is an important difference in how they're representing the information. Then you start getting the definitions. So, for instance, the first definition noted by this number 1 here says make or manufacture. And then it gives you a biblical reference, lay out a garden, as in Amos 9:14. And then we'll go on to the next one. Whereas in the other lexicon, the first entry is to do. That is to perform or act out an event. Highly generic of almost any kind or manner. Be done, happen. So essentially what we're looking at here are two different primary definitions. So the thing that you would notice is that they're presenting the information in different order. You may have some thoughts as to why they're doing that. You may not, but that is something to notice and to ask that question of yourself as a researcher. If you're looking into these words, why does one person say it's make or manufacture and the other person say it's to do? And at that point, you might want to logic backwards and read the titles. A concise Hebrew and Aramaic lexicon of the Old Testament versus a dictionary of biblical languages with semantic domains. So the goal of each of these books is different. Yes, they are both lexicons/dictionaries, but the information they're trying to give you is markedly different because they have different priorities. I'm not necessarily expecting you to be able to discern all of those priorities, but as you read through the different definitions, you should be able to get some clue as to why they're presenting the information they're presenting and why they're skipping over certain things that they're skipping over. Okay, so take a look at those, gather as much information as you can. It's really just an exercise in getting familiar with how to work with Hebrew in the Logos software. So I hope this was helpful, and if you need to take an extra day on the homework, then go ahead and feel free to do that. And I will see you in the message boards. Bye.